there, fellow truth seekers. Are you ready to dive deep into the mysteries of the universe? Look no further than isisrealpc.com, your one-stop destination for all things mysterious and unexplained. From captivating podcast episodes to thought-provoking articles, our website is packed with fascinating content that will leave you questioning reality. Visit isisrealpc.com today and join our community of curious minds as we explore the unknown together. Don't just wonder, discover the truth today at isisrealpc.com.
What?
Kept on declining my invitation, fuckface.
No, Sarah was threw something down I had to throw into the laundry.
Why do you look like a Viking?
Well, I cut my hair today. But, I did it myself. No, don't give me that look. This is what I've been doing right along. I've been letting my top grow long, and I've been shaving down the sides and the back. And today I just came home. I didn't want to spend $40 for this, because this is nothing. So I just came home, and I took a buzzer, and I just went as low as I could. And I took a number 4 to my beard. What?
Nothing. Okay. Wait, can you hear me?
I can hear you fine.
Why does it tell me there's no sound detected?
I don't have that message. I have low light detected.
No, it's no light. Okay, well.
I'll bring this up a notch.
Hi.
Hello, Joseph. How are you?
I'm fine. How are you?
Is that better or worse?
There's no difference to me. Okay. Well, so I think it looks bright as fuck on this side. Now it's too dark, but let your camera adjust to it. There you go.
There you go. Why did you shave? You don't look good shaved.
No, I don't. I just needed to get everything off and let it just fully grow back in. Sometimes.
When did you do that?
About like 3 days ago.
Oh, yeah, I haven't seen you since last week, so that makes sense.
Yeah, Sunday night when I came home.
Oh. Okay, good for you.
Well, sometimes you just need to shave things completely off and let everything grow back in as a full plate again.
Yeah, I was contemplating that, but I just went with this instead, and I like it better.
Yeah, I'm contemplating shaving my head, too.
Yeah, at this point I would. Just, I'm not making fun of you, but you got a fucked up front line here.
Thank you.
I'm not making fun. I'm just saying, that's what I mean. My front line's always fucked up, but
yeah, all right.
So what? So, what do you want to talk about?
No, I just want to get. I haven't heard your take on the shit that's happening at the universities, and I want to know what your point of view is, because I've gotten everybody's point of view in this house.
If you want to stop the tents on the lawns, light one of them on fire.
Oh, you're going there.
They're close enough. They'll get the message. Listen, everyone has the right to protest. I am fully in support of that, peacefully.
Mm-hmm. Agreed.
Now, you can make an argument that lying there napping on the ground and not disturbing anyone is peaceful protesting. Sure. But that's kind of like using a frying pan as a hammer. Just because it gets the job done doesn't mean it's the right tool for the job.
Well, what I from what I've read, apparently, is that they got. Remember, this is not public property. This is private property. These are universities, they're all private shit. But I've also read that they went to the presidents of these universities and asked to protest. And the presidents gave them a specific time to sit there and peacefully protest. I think it was a day or so. And then they gave them extended time when that day came and they didn't fucking leave. So that's when the police got involved. Now it becomes from protesting to trespassing.
Mm-hmm.
Because you have a specific time to sit there and do this, and then you're overdrawing your time now. And that's why police are getting involved.
Listen, if I invited you to stay over let me rephrase this from the beginning. If you asked me, hey man, can I stay over your house? And I said, sure. There's the couch. And you'd be like, and like, how long can I stay? I'm like, you can sleep on my couch for 1 day. Well, 3 days go by and you're still on the couch. I'm going to try and get some way to get you the fuck out. Because this is still my house. And I want to use my couch for couch things. I might want to fuck it. So I need you to get off the couch and leave my couch alone. And if that involves hiring somebody to come in and pick you up and throw you out, then that's the circumstance. These are not kids. They're not squatters. That's a whole different thing. Squatters' rights and stuff. And I have my agree, I don't agree to things with the squatters' rights shit. But these are not squatters. These are college kids. They're there to get an education.
Yeah.
They are also, college is a platform for discovering different things about the world, joining movements and protesting. It's used as a vehicle for that because it's one of the only places where you're allowed to disagree and expect to defend yourself fully. Like, you go to college to learn and to argue, because when you argue, you learn shit.
Mm-hmm.
But there is a step too far.
Well, let's just put it like this. My whole thing on this area is, one, you know, I've told you this before as far as the war. Both sides are to blame. I've said this for years as a whatchamacallit, a fight and a war that has been happening for centuries between these two types of people.
Mm-hmm.
And one can sit there and say one side is doing this and this side is doing that. They're both going to claim that the other side is unaliving their people. That's what they're both going to claim. What amazes me is I listen to, number one, the people who get interviewed at these, and they're sitting there like, well, free Palestine, and then they'll ask them another question and be like, well, I don't know, ask the organizers. I don't know. If you don't know what you're protesting, why are you there protesting it?
It's the same reason why people who should... Okay, this is the left's equivalent to the right's version of Biden ain't the president, Trump's still the president, and Obama's calling the shots from the basement. You see those people at Trump rallies who firmly believe that Donald Trump is still the president of the United States, that JFK Jr. is running things from behind the scenes, that Obama and Biden are like, they were put there and they're calling the shots, but not really. Like, you get these people who are not at all touching reality. And on this side of the fence, you have the same thing. Because people like to sit there and go, yeah, I support that. And no one has the explanation as to why do you support that. They see a group of people and like, you know what, I do feel this way, and then they join the herd. And then you say, well, why are you really here? Like, what's going on? Like, let me get your take on it. And they go, oh, I just believe it's not okay, or some bullshit. You have them on both sides, and unfortunately, they're more common than any of the other ones are.
No, I agree, and but the thing is, like, my thing, like, okay, number one, you're on a college campus, and number two, you should be educated about the things that you're protesting against.
No shit. That's what I just said.
But it goes deeper than just, well, why I don't like it. It be informed.
No, I know that. I'm just saying that as like that's their typical type of shit.
No, like one thing that bothers me about the Free Palestine movement, and this might be people might not like me saying this, is that Palestine never, as a country, was a thing. It was.
This is where I'm going to stop you, because I don't know enough about this
Well,
I know that there's fightings forever. I know that Israel became a country in the 50s, and I know that
1948.
it's yeah, and I know that the that entire area is a religious mecca for a bunch of different.
Well, the reason I'm saying this is because if you know the history, there's never a point in time where Palestine was an actual country. It was European occupied in 48, and that's where they split uh, the land up between Palestine and Israel.
Yeah, and it's the same thing as when like Israel, from hundreds of years ago, this is our holy land. Well,
Well, that
Palestine.
area was Judea.
Yeah, I know that. I don't.
Um,
I don't see. This is going to be me being a pig-headed American asshole. I don't care. I don't care about either side. I
well,
don't.
I understand that, and I'm fine with that. My thing is with this, with the protests, is when people turn around and start, like I said, it's uneducated to me, and that's what drives me. Like for the people who are college students,
Yeah.
because there's a lot of people who are protesting on those college universities that aren't college
Yeah,
students.
and that's a big fucking problem. But
Yes. For the college students who are there, you're supposed to be educated. You're supposed to be the.
no. That's not how college works. You don't walk into college and all of a sudden you know everything.
Well,
Or
no. But
like
you would think,
sex.
you would think, especially on college universities like Columbia, which is a prestigious college,
Mm-hmm.
they would be a little bit smarter than the dumb shit in what you're talking about. And I'm not talking about like I understand like
No, not at all.
what do you mean?
Not at all. Like people get into college.
No, they get into college. They don't get into Columbia every day.
No, I understand that. I understand that. I understand that. But the people who do get into Columbia, they're there seeking that education. But that doesn't mean that they understand how to absorb that education. They're there to get educated, but they're still 18, 19, 20-year-old kids. And that doesn't, a higher education doesn't equal maturity. And at 19 years old, you hear about something you don't like and you want to protest it. You can be in, taking pre-med classes or pre-med classes and getting that fundamental education or taking things in law to get that degree started. You can still be educated in those subject areas and know what you're talking about when you write your paper or your thesis. But then you also have the tendency to see the crowd and go, I don't agree with that either, and join the crowd because that's a voice that you think you're going to be accepted into. Like there's still that, 18, 19, 20, you're still looking for people like you, who think like you, who you can learn from, who, you don't know who the fuck you are at 19.
All right.
You're just,
Here's my question for you then, because where I see it, and there's been examples of this where people have uh, shown this. When it comes to the teachers,
mm-hmm.
you're a teacher yourself.
Yeah.
I'm an asshole. Sorry. You're a teacher yourself. As far as your personal thing, do you personally leave politics and or religion outside of the classroom?
Yeah. I have to. The only time I think it's acceptable to talk about religion in a classroom is when I'm like, hey guys, next week we are off because it is the Jewish holiday Yom Kippur. Or something like that. Like there's not too many Christian holidays that are floaters. I mean, it's Christmas.
Yeah.
But Christmas can very easily be hidden like it's our winter break. Because it's a mixed diversity of kids who celebrate different religions. It's our winter break. It doesn't have to be a Christmas break. That's fine. Easter is always on a Sunday, so there's no reason for my school to be closed on Easter. So there's not a lot of like free floating religious holidays that we close the school for that's Catholic. But for something like Yom Kippur, I think that's what that was just celebrated last week, or Passover, it was whatever the fuck it was. We were closed Monday and Tuesday. Yeah, it was Passover. We were closed Monday and Tuesday because that's recognized and schools will shut down for that. So like it doesn't affect me because it's nothing to do with my class and my subject matter anyway. And the only time I'll bring it up is when, like I just said, it's like, hey, we're closing on this day for this reason, and then just keep it going.
Okay, so when these university professors are caught, not really caught, but like are inside these protests. Now, granted, it is outside of the classroom, but they're included in the protests. What do you feel about that? Because me personally, if you're a part of the protests and you're employed by that particular university, I feel you're showing your students that your political side, which I think you keep off campus, period, not just outside of the classroom. Um, but it's more like you shouldn't be a part of that. You're being paid by that university. Keep your politics off of campus.
That's fair when that teacher is engaged in something that is actively engaged in something that is representing the school. Because once a teacher stops teaching and they're walking off, they have just as much right to protest as everyone else does.
On campus property?
On campus property. Why not? There's nothing that says where you can and cannot protest, and there's nothing that says because of you're part of this company you can't do this. That's not how this works. We have the right to protest, and there's nothing wrong with protesting as long as you're not doing it on their dime. Like if someone is punched in and then decides to go stand out in the protest and gets arrested and all that shit, then they have every right to lose their job. You were not hired to do that. But if I go to my class and I teach all day and I fulfill every hour of class and my classes are done and I step outside and I see a crowd and I want to protest it, I should have every right to go and do that. The difference is when a student comes up to me and starts asking me questions, you have to preference and say, this is me and this is not my word as the representative of the school. You can't just blurt out whatever you want because people will misconstrue it as you speaking on behalf of the entity you work for. You have to make yourself abundantly independent in order to make that, in my opinion, to be proper about it.
What about, though, like, if it comes to people being arrested? Because obviously now they've overstayed their welcome as far as their permit to protest, if you will, on campus property.
Right.
If a teacher gets caught being arrested, what do you say about that then?
I think there's certain circumstances you have to consider. You have to look into why they're being arrested. What did they do? If that person threw a bottle through a window, I think that's grounds to let them go. Not only are they destroying the property that they work for, but also that's violent behavior that we don't tolerate this here. At the same time, if it's a circumstance where they were, so the guy standing next to him threw a bottle and he got arrested as well because the cops thought they were together type shit, he didn't do anything wrong. He has to be, of course, no matter what, you have to be able to prove, what you're saying, but he didn't do anything wrong. If he's standing there and some arrogant police officer decides I'm throwing cuffs on this asshole because he's looked at me the wrong way, well, that's an argument to make. Like, I was arrested, but I was standing there, and this officer decided to take his temper out on me. Came home last night, wife, she ain't cooked dinner, and the food was cold, so he decided to take his pissed off, attitude out on me today. Like, circumstances are different.
All right. Okay, I can see your points there. I may vary in a couple things, but I'm not a president of a university. How about to the distinct protesters lately that are screaming and claiming that they are Hamas?
I think if you want to scream and yell and call yourself that, then you should be treated that way.
Thank you. I was hoping you would say that.
You're using it for shock factor. You don't believe in it. You don't actually think that that's who you are. Because if you did, you wouldn't be fucking screaming it. You would be trying to, like, gather a group of people together to meet secretly and plan things that are bad. That's what you would be doing. I think they're trying to, like,
scare the Jewish students.
No.
Well, because that's what they're doing.
What they're doing is they're trying to make the N-word acceptable.
What?
I don't mean literally the N-word. I'm saying, like, we know Hamas is this. And they're going, no. It's actually this. We're going to use it. See, I'm using it with the soft A. It's Hamas. You know, it's
Hamas.
Yeah, it's Hamas. What's up, my Hamas? Like, they're trying to make it, like, acceptable. And you can't do that because you are not those people. And even if they were there, it's like, you know, it's like a section, it's like a subsection of the Klan that's all about tolerance and understanding. It's like those two things don't go together.
One of these things is not like the other.
At all. So, no, I don't believe when they say it's strictly for shock factor. It's strictly to make everyone go, whoa!
My whole thing is, like, I understand if you want... I'm in the same boat with you. I think if you want to sit there and start using this as shock factor, then you should expect the repercussions of, like, screaming the N-word in a crowd full of African Americans. Like, you should expect repercussions for using that word.
I agree.
And then don't bitch and complain about it.
Nope.
You know,
no.
My whole thing with this situation, like, it's so backwards, and not a lot of people want to sit here. Well, a lot of people do, but not a lot of people want to acknowledge it. This is the same type of shit that happened back in the 30s before fucking World War II and the tiny man with anger issues. Like, this is the type of... We're going to blame them for our problems. And then now we're throwing them into camps. It's not a fun camp. But, like...
I'm not going to get that deep.
No, it's not that, obviously, because I think it's a different type of government. But the thing that I'm worried about is now President Sleepy is saying that he's going to extend visas to Palestinians who have families in this country.
Two things. First, those two things are independent of each other. One has nothing to do with the other. A bunch of dumbasses who are on campus screaming that they are the H words has nothing to do with immigrants who've come to this country who are getting an extended visa to support their people.
No. He's talking about people who are in Palestine to get them out of Palestine so they are not bring them here if they have family here.
That's the caveat. They have to have family here?
Yes.
What's wrong with that?
Well, if you don't vet these people...
Well, no shit. I don't think they're just handing them out. I'm sure there's... No. Because if they know that there's family here... Like, think about this, right? If you want to keep your eye on people, if you want to be able to watch people and be like, I don't trust this group of people, what do? Do you send them away where they can hide somewhere and plot against you? Or do you say, no, come here. It's all right. You have people here, come here. Sit down here. They come here, they have to register where they're going to live. They have to register who they're going to be living with. That's more information for the government to take in and go, oh, that's where they are. Now you can keep an eye on them if we choose to.
My worry is...
know where they are.
My worry about that is I don't trust the government enough to vet them because we've seen how they're doing so well at the southern border. I don't trust the government to vet them, and then we sit there and bring these people over while these protests are happening, and someone pipe bombs something.
Well, that's gonna. You can't do that. You can't live in fear like that.
Well, no, I'm not sitting here like.
You can't think of it like that.
House.
You can't. No, I understand that, but you can't think of it like that. It's the same line of thinking, like, if I get on that plane, it's going to crash. So I'll never fly. It's the likelihood is real. There is a real chance of you just going out and getting blown away by a circumstance that is not natural or accidental. Um, we live in that country. It happens so fucking often. It is what it is.
I understand that.
It's the same. I mean, it's the same thing. It's like, flying in an airplane. One of them's going to crash. You just don't know if that's the one you're going to be on or not. One of them's going to lose a tire. Like, every morning I drive to work, right? Since I've been 16 years old, I have driven myself to work. This has been 20 years of me going to work on the road. In 20 years' time, I have not had a deadly accident once. I can't write the future. God forbid, I hope this doesn't happen, but tomorrow could be my number. And all I'm doing is driving to work. Thinking about, you know what I mean? Like, when I think of, like, someone who lives to, like, their 90, 98, 99, that type of shit, it's like, I don't think about what a wonderful life they lived. What a wonderful thing. I'm thinking, like, they lived 99 years and they didn't get sick enough to die. They didn't get into an accident where they were debilitated or killed. They lived so long by avoiding all these things that people die from every fucking day. It is a shit show. You know the statistic, like, 1 out of every X amount of people gets this? Well, I don't mean to sound morbid, but I'm going to anyway. There's 4 of us, Joe. You, me, Amanda, and Teresa. Now, when you get one of those common things like 1 out of every 4, that means at some point in our lives, we're going to have to deal with one or the other getting that kind of thing. Because statistically, one of us is going to get that kind of thing. Whatever it is. Like, it's a miracle to live long.
Okay, I'll claim the big titty blonde then.
What?
I'll claim the big titty blonde of 1 of 4.
That's fine. I'm just saying there's so many things that can take you out randomly that was accidental, or, like, even just something stupid. Walking in the woods, someone gets bit by a spider and they, like, didn't know, and then that's their ass. Like, it's stupid luck. That's all.
No, I understand that. That's not what people think about all the time.
I know that.
And I understand what you're saying. My problem is, why sit there and add fuel to the fire?
In what regard?
Because when you're sitting here saying, because number one, if we're going to get into the political side of the things right now and more of the what our government is doing or not doing part of it.
You get to the facts, Junior.
Fuck off. You can't play both sides, and I feel like that's what Biden's doing, or this administration's doing. We're backing Israel, but yet we're gonna say we're gonna give amnesty to Palestinian refugees who have been.
Yeah, there's nothing wrong with either of those things. We're recognizing that this is a bad situation for everyone involved.
You're gonna piss one of them off. You're already pissed off Palestine and Hamas, and then you're gonna piss off Israel.
Tough pity, said the kitty. This is the best, because it can't go. You can't do one thing without doing something for the other. You can't. Now, we're giving them money, but we're going to take these people out of that situation, because there are innocent people who need help, who have nothing to do with any of it. There are the innocents, and that's on both sides. But we speak and we favor Israel. We give them money, but we're going to help out Hamas, Palestine too, a little bit, because if you do it one or the other, then you're picking a side. You're drawing a line in the sand. So you either have to do something for each of them, or you do nothing at all. And because the United States is the fucking United Bank of the world, it supplies everyone with money, and we've already done that, and we've been doing that for Israel for a long time. So we're not going to pull out now, but we can't let Hamas slide either. So there you go.
I'll be right back. I just need to send a text message, all right?
Okay, whatever. Oh, I'm paused. Well, he's paused. That's weird. I thought I would go back to full screen. So, what do you guys think so far? There's only two of you, and you probably both fell asleep. I think that's what this is. There's two people here. They were both scrolling through their phones, and they fell asleep. Oh, Kirsten's still here. You know, this is the weird shit about TikTok. I don't understand this shit. I can't wait till it's banned. So, Kirsten, I see your picture. And then up there, I see someone else's picture. And then someone else just has the letter M on their picture. And it just says two people. So, I would naturally think that those two pictures are the two people. But then you're still here. I don't understand how this shit works. How many days until this shit's banned?
I don't know. I don't. They're gonna fight that, so I don't think it's gonna be banned. I have to go get my iced tea. Hold on.
Okay. He doesn't think that it'll be banned. I don't think so either. But I don't know what the hell's gonna. I don't know who. Like, it'll be something else. You know what it is? It'll be like they'll implement something that like restricts your account, or hey, automatically monitors your account or some bullshit. And then you'll have to sign a waiver to be on TikTok. Like, yes, you can have all this information. You have to sign that probably. That's what's going to happen. Okay, if they'll say, fine, you can keep it, but then you have to sign your rights away. Very similar to, yeah, whatever.
All right, I'm back. So, real quick, this is not like a thing. I've never tried Prime, so this is lemonade.
I've been thinking about trying it too, honestly.
So we're gonna try it together.
Well, I'm not going to try any. I'm going to sit here.
It does have a lemonade-y smell to it.
Your live may contain things not suitable for younger audiences and has been age restricted. Okay, good. You're going to implement that now? If it's age restricted, let me wiggle my... Never mind. Does the lemonade taste like lemonade?
That's pretty fucking good. Like, okay, it has a strong, like, it hits you.
Strong mouthfeel.
Yeah, but then it, like, have you ever had Gatorade no sugar?
Yes.
You know that kind of, like, that aftertaste you get from Gatorade no sugar? It kind of has that aftertaste with it. It's not bad, but I drink it. I drink it again. You know, it kind of tastes like pure leaf lemon.
So Starbucks has this new drink out. They put a spicy powder into the drink and mix it up. It is so fucking weird. I had the pineapple one. So I'm like, it's cold from the ice and it's sweet from the pineapple, but then it feels like you just bit into like a hot wing. It's like, it's weird. It's like all of a sudden it's like this little black. It doesn't taste like buffalo sauce, but it just is like, wow, that's like spicy.
Well,
weird.
Let's get back in this because there's just been many thoughts that I've had about this whole situation. I haven't heard your thoughts about any of this, so that's why I wanted to, get this. And maybe I'm gonna take this off and put this as like a special on the YouTube page and put it out there.
Cool.
And cut it up, obviously. So, yeah, because I'm not giving Prime a fucking spot. But yeah. So, this whole situation, I feel, could definitely be avoided. Like, okay, not avoided. Let's just put it like that. A lot of people want to sit there. What?
Nope. Just keep going. Let me hear your point.
A lot of people want to sit here and compare these protests to the protests of the 60s as far as the anti-war protests. And I'm like, no. What? I don't like that look. What?
You sure?
Yes, I'm sure. Oh. Stop! What the fuck is your problem?
It's the same shit.
It's not the same shit.
What's the difference?
Well, let's just put it like only a handful of protests in the 68 and the anti-war movement actually did become violent. Obviously, Kent University, we all remember that one. A couple of the anti-draft ones became violent, but most of them were peacefully protesting. These people aren't peacefully protesting, number one. That's right off the bat. When you're taking over libraries and school property and putting graffiti on them and first of all, let's just throw all this shit out the window. All these universities, hold on, you're gonna wait a fucking minute. All these universities and all these protests are being funded by the same person. I don't know who that person is. I have an idea of who that person is. But let me show. Well, I can't show you the evidence, but let me talk about the evidence. First of all, where are these people, these college students, these college students who are so broke they can't afford the tuition bills in which they have to get money sent to them and the government pay off their tuition, shit like that. How are they affording plywood and as much plywood to sit there and cover up buildings? Do you know how much fucking plywood costs now? A lot. It's fucking expensive.
Kirsten said he's going the Soros route, huh?
Maybe. George Soros is such an interesting person. And the reason I say that is because he's a Jewish person, but his entire life he's backed anti-Jewish people left and right. What? It's a well-known fact he's a schmatzy sympathizer. You're gonna tell me he wasn't?
Go back and listen to our episode again.
I did. What?
Okay. There's a reason why there's more protesting now happening than there was in the 60s. Do you want to know why?
Not more. It's different.
There's a reason why there's more violent protesting happening now than in the 60s.
Okay.
It's a very simple reason. Our country, or more so, the people who are on campus, who go to colleges, the number of colleges, the amount of students in these colleges, have quadrupled since the 60s.
Uh-huh.
More colleges, more students, more opportunities to turn violent. What I'm saying is, I think if you take the number of violent protests in the 60s versus the number of students or the number of colleges that were just around at the time, and then you do the same thing for 2024, I guarantee you could see a pattern for both. It's the same amount of percentage-wise. More people, more opportunity.
I'm not talking about the amount of protests, and I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about the reasons behind each.
They're both protesting. First of all, on the most basic level, everyone is protesting war. They just see each other as the enemy.
The difference here,
I'm being attacked.
But the difference here is the United States back in the 60s was getting involved in a war we didn't have to be involved in.
Mm-hmm. Why do we have to be involved in this war?
We're not involved in this war. We're not sending troops over to Israel.
But you're funding them monetarily. You're sending weapons. That you're involved.
Okay.
It's
what they're sitting here and what these protesters want is to not fund Israel but to fund Palestine. So you're still getting involved.
Yeah, I understand that. But my point is we're already involved. The second you decide to help out, you involve yourself. They are out. Fuck. You can make the argument that if we had not been sending all of this money overseas, we could be using that money and allocate it to things that we need in the United States.
Okay.
But because everyone else needs money and we have no money for ourselves, we the people suffer.
I agree with you. My question to you is, us not sending money, is that going to stop them fighting?
No.
Okay.
It isn't going to stop them fighting.
So why protest it?
Because we are involved. We're not... See, if we were having the argument going, if we decide to send money, excuse me, and it hasn't happened yet, we're not involved yet, right? We're sitting here like, if we decide to send this money, it's going to affect these programs, these social programs that people need. Now, those budgets get cut because there's not enough money going around because we had to send it to that person. My life's going to be affected if they decide to do that. That's something you can argue for. It's already fucking happened. It's done now. The money's gone. So we can't sit there and like, well, if we weren't, we already are. And
well, the funny part about that is that we're sitting here protesting this when, yeah, we're sending money to Israel. And in fact, some of the money we're sending is also to Palestine, and nobody wants to fucking hear that.
But we're sending money to Ukraine too.
We're sending more money to Ukraine, but nobody's sitting there like, help out Russia. You know what I'm saying?
That's because we have been made to perceive that Russians are bad and Israel good. Because our culture, look at the 80s. Every 80s movie, the bad guy was Russian. We were a part of the Cold War. Like one of the longest wars ever. With them, they were the enemy. They were always identified as the bad guys. We grew up in a culture that went them bad. And now you're going to have this other country that we helped establish in 48. They became their own thing. They finally have their own state. We were their big brother. We're not going to let anyone hurt them. And then they get hurt, and then we'll send you money, buddy. Don't worry. We'll take care of you. Okay. We were there for them. Our culture, we took care of them. The other ones we were at war at for 50 years. We don't like them. They bad. And also, they've been fighting over that land. That's not new. Ukraine and Russia, like, it's been its own thing for a long time. And then Russia decided, like, no, we want it back now. It's like, dude, that was, like, not a part of you a while ago. It would be like if I came over the house and I gave you, like, a pair of shoes, like, these are yours. And then a year goes by, I'm like, I want those shoes back. It's like, dude, they're mine now. Fuck off. Like, Ukraine was a country. Like, established rules, borders, its own identity and religions and food and culture. And now it's like, no, you used to live in my basement. I want you back. It's like, fuck off, dude. I don't live there anymore.
No, I understand that, but on the grand scheme of things, when you're sitting here protesting why we send money to a country, we're sending a lot more money to this country and to that country to basically do the same thing.
Yeah, no shit. Where's my drink?
So that's
right.
The whole thing about this.
Everyone is protesting war.
Like it, but we're not directly involved, though. We may be sending money.
Mm-hmm.
But we're not directly, and we're not sending troops.
Okay, let me ask you a question.
Hold on.
No. Let me ask you a question.
Okay.
If you get into a fight with someone who has a pocket knife and you don't have anything, and then you turn around to me and go, hey, man, with all the money, can you give me something that's bigger than his pocket knife? And I hand you a katana. Well, then that guy who's holding the pocket knife is going to get pissed off.
I understand that. That's fine. But the people who are protesting, basically, it's the guy with the pocket knife. Not even his. It's the people who live on the other side of the city who saw this through a video that are sitting there like, that's not right that guy gave him a katana.
Doesn't
You're not
matter.
involved.
It doesn't matter.
Shut the fuck up.
No, that's fine. I have whatever people watching and commenting. That's fine, but the point is, we are involved. We are just not troops on the ground involved. We're funding this.
That's my thing about the difference between the protests in the '60s of the anti-war protests and this one. We're sitting here saying free Palestine, and what they were saying in the '60s is not my son, not my brother. That's the difference. Do you see the difference here?
Yeah, generational values shift. What's your point?
It's not, we're sending people to war, or we're getting involved in a war that we shouldn't be involved in. 90% of probably we caused this war because of we're gonna fund you and we're gonna fund you. We're gonna fund you, we're gonna fund you.
No shit. If you cut off all ties and didn't pay them anything, they're going to get their asses handed to them.
I don't know about that. I mean, they're the
ones
who
can't support themselves. Dude, there's a reason why the United States is regarded as the greatest country of all time. And that's not the greatest country in the world, not of all time. And that's because we saved England in World War II. We literally saved their asses when they had nothing. When they were being
France.
Hold on a second. Forget it. England was down to like, check the ice cream vans and we'll see if we can turn any of those things into weapons. I'm not lying. They were using pots and pans. They were absolutely decimated and fucked.
Yeah.
And we saved them. Because we were the cavalry who came in, we took over the war and and we won. We're the heroes. I don't know where I was going with this. What was the question?
We're going to move on to a different question. Because
what was the question?
I don't know. I don't know where you're going with that. That's the problem.
Right.
What the fuck am I here for? Yeah, so this is the problem with this whole thing.
I just pulled a Biden.
Yeah, you did. It's you know what the sad part is? This whole thing that's happening is, as far as the politics of it and the campaign of 2020.
Better not, Junior.
Stop that. I hate when you do that.
I don't give a fuck. Like, get to the fucking point.
This is pushing more people towards Trump than it is Biden.
This is pushing more people to the edge of a cliff than either of them. Nobody wants either. We're done with both. Joe Biden is a sleepy old man who can't speak correctly. He looks like he is... He looks like he is actively dying.
Are you vacuuming something?
No, the water is behind. I'm in front of the water closet. Sarah's using the water upstairs. He looks like he is actively dying. Like we're watching him decay. And then you have Trump, who is still denying everything that he's any time anyone is deny, I'm completely innocent. I should have unlimited power as president, and saying off the wall weird shit on his campaign trails and hawking despicably gaudy fucking like the Trump Bible. Pray like Trump. That's a real thing. Those fucking golden 45 sneakers. They're just it's
fuck what you say.
Fuck you.
People sit there and they're like, yo.
No, yo.
Did you get
the balls to do something?
Did you get the Trump sneakers?
it's like he's still hacking stupid shit, and I forget, like, someone threw he's like a 5-year-old who's taking jabs at a 4-year-old, because like someone threw a pen up on stage the other day and it fell, and he walked over and he bent down and picked it up and he goes, "You think Biden could do that?" I'm sitting there like, you didn't do a backflip, my dude. You picked up a pen. You're 80 years old. I'm surprised you did that. Like, what the fuck? So we've been through this. People are tired of it. We've now been through this. People are tired of it. We just need new people. We need a new, fresh set of idiots to fight over. That's what needs to happen.
Well, just think of it this way: you only get 4 more years of either one of them.
Like I'm waiting for, like, my Undertaker versus Sting match is Ron DeSantis versus Gavin Newsom, because I want to see them just rip each other to shreds, because they hate each other so much, and there are so many times where I'm like, yeah, get him. Oh shit. Yeah, get him. Oh shit. Like, I want to see them go at each other. I want to put a Doberman and a pit bull in a small cage and then just flick them in the balls and see what happens.
Well, you know what the thing that Teresa very surprised me with.
Sorry, the thing came up on the bottom of my screen and says, "Learn more about the U.S. elections."
I got that too. One of the things Teresa surprised me, we were talking about this before about the things, and she was like, "You know what I say? Line them up." What the hell are you talking about?
Kill your days.
Well, the thing that pisses her off the most is more and more of these videos are coming out. These protesters blockading people from getting to their classes.
Yeah.
Like, you can't walk through here because this is our area. And the guy's like, I'm a university student. I paid to come here. I'm trying to get to my fucking class. Let me get to calculus.
There should be a designated protesting area, regardless of whether you're for or against it. Protest there. You go to the cage. You don't get to protest in the middle of, like, a hallway and obstruct other students who want nothing to do with your shit from getting to class. We're all paying to go here. You're the dumbass who's not even going to class.
Especially people who aren't paying to go there. Like, people who aren't.
Yeah, there's those jamooks too.
That Teresa's like, those people, line them up. Line them up. If you're blocking people, line them the fuck up. And I'm like, calm down.
That goes with any walk in life. When you sit there and, like, actively prevent somebody out of spite from, like, doing something they have to do, just because you're being it, you should just get kicked in the nuts as hard as possible.
Well, and they're also, when you're starting to call out Jewish students and shit like that, they're just trying to go to school. They were born in this country.
Sorry, that was weird. I just got a thing that says, like, the live will end in 30 seconds, but you have to solve a puzzle. I don't know what the fuck's going on, but I'm still here. Okay.
Like, when you're sitting, like, they weren't born in. They're trying to go to their fucking class. They weren't born in Israel. They were born in America. They may be Jewish, but
you gotta understand something with the Jewish culture, and it's the same thing with the Amish culture. It's the same thing with whatever. I'm gonna say this is gonna sound weird. Just hear me out. They are native immigrants.
Huh?
They are people who are born in this country who decide, based off their faith and their culture, to ignore the greater culture around them. They ostracize themselves. They're not integrated. Or let me put it like this. If you decided to go look at an apartment in a Hasidic Jewish neighborhood, they would not rent to you because you're not Hasidic. There's no, and you go, well, you can't do that in this country. You're not allowed to do that to somebody. And they're going to go, yes, but our religion lets us. And they're going to get away with it. They have the right to do that because they are cut off from the rest. Like, anyone else would be like, no, you can't do that. We're going to sue. You're doing it based off of heritage. You can't. That's illegal. There's exceptions for them. When you when you're part of a culture who has exceptions to what everyone else in that nation is doing, you're like you're born native, but you're an immigrant. You're not part of everything else.
I get that, but that's like when you're talking about the religion. It's like okay, we're all Christians, but Catholics, this that. Like you don't sit there and say, well, I mean, you're a Catholic, so you must have the same things or do the same things as a Christian, or you must do the same things as a whatchamacallit. Like, no, we do things different. We're different people. And obviously, we're not sitting here that we did. Like, there's nothing that between us that are similar. We may be Jewish, but they're not the same thing. So why sit there and be like, well, oh, you're Jewish. I know you're this and that. Like, stop trying to fucking bring me down because I'm Jewish.
No one's trying to bring anyone down because they're anything. I don't know what the fuck you're talking about. You're not making any sense.
In these protests, Anthony, they block people who.
Oh yeah. Okay, you're rounding over there. Yeah, I don't know what the fuck you were going. No, I agree with you. No one should be picked out for who they are culturally. Like that has nothing to do with it. If I'm trying to get to class, what does it matter if I'm black, white, green, celebrate whatever the fuck religion? Like, let me get to class. That's not okay. But you have people who take it too fucking far. It's like there's one thing to be like sitting there going, hey, maybe Palestine has a couple of valid points. And that's a lot different than like someone screaming that I am Hamas and you will and death to there's a big difference between
the thing that's happening now again, and now that the police are getting involved more, is now you have the anti-Israel crowd, and then they're starting to combat with the anti-Palestine crowd. And the anti-Palestine crowd are starting to come out. Again, kids who are on campus.
Hold on. Speaking of Jews, hi, honey.
That's fucked up.
Yes, I'll grab your cord.
What would happen if I teleport there now?
I got you. Hello.
Okay. That would be awesome.
Good. I love you. Love you, bye.
And now they're sitting here bitching because anti-protesters have showed up. Of their protesters have showed up. I'm like, you're gonna get that.
Just like they're allowed to be there, so is the anti-whatever is allowed to be there. Is that a vagine?
What?
I don't know. Someone just came into my live, and I'm sitting like, I see bat wings. Anyway.
You're really high, aren't you?
6'2", depending on what convenience store I'm walking out of.
Not 6'2". Get the fuck out of here.
No, I'm 6.
You're 5'10".
Oh, it's Maria.
Like.
Hi, West.
Wes is with Maria?
I don't know. She says Eric says hi.
Oh yeah, he probably went out there this weekend, which means we need you Sunday, and we need Roadblock here Sunday.
Oh yeah, he's here with me. Cool.
He's not even at 1,000 people yet, which he's at like 980, 990.
It's a grind. What are we talking about Sunday?
Hold on.
I'm so far behind on Is This Real shit. I've been so busy lately.
I don't want to hear you complain.
I'm just saying, like, I haven't been able to devote.
Mantle, don't worry.
What I'm saying is I haven't been able to devote as much time to you as I usually do because I've been so busy with.
We're talking about witchcraft and Wicca Sunday.
Okay, so make believe and fairy tales. Gotcha.
You're an asshole.
I'm sorry. I don't believe in it.
You're an asshole. Like, I just have to sit there and call a spade a spade. You're an asshole.
Do you believe in magic?
Do I believe in magic in a young girl's heart? No. I mean, it depends.
So
Dad went off on you on the last episode, by the way.
I wasn't even going to fucking defend myself.
No, you weren't, because we were talking about tarot cards.
Mm-hmm.
And I was talking to him about how you sit there and said that you believe in the power of belief.
Yeah.
And he goes, then I don't ever want to hear him talk about religion. Fuck him, because that is the power of belief. That's what religion is. It's based
No.
on the power of belief.
No.
It's based on the power of faith. And if you have faith in something, you believe in it.
No. 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 That's not true at all.
Fuck you anyway.
Fair.
But yeah, it's that episode was pretty good. Like,
you know what I think the difference is between faith.
before you get there, no, hold on. It was funny because we were all like, we had a really, really good episode, and at the end of it, Josh looks into the camera. He goes, "The original 4. This is what it is right here." Because we don't have Anthony fucking babbling, and people don't understand and try to combat at him. We had a general flow. Fuck Anthony. And I went, my God.
Oh, fuck you too.
Hey, fuck you, Fed.
I do believe that I think there's a difference between belief and faith. Belief is you're convinced that this thing is there. Even though you can't prove it, you know it's there. In your heart of hearts, it is a sure thing. I think with faith is you're hoping that you're right. I'm faithful, and I'm hoping that I'm not sure, but I really do hope this is the way it is.
I think you're stretching a little bit with this.
I feel like I'm stretching a little bit too. I gotta be honest with you, but I'm trying to wrap it up better. I'm not sure if I can. Like I do, like with belief, I'm like that is you are convinced 100%. There's not a doubt in your mind.
Well,
and faith, you're like I think this is gonna happen.
I think faith is an extension of belief.
I guess.
Because if you sit there and you believe in something, like if you believe in God, you could have faith in God. You know, if you sit there, like you could believe something is real and not have faith in it.
That's exactly, yeah, okay, you're getting closer to, I think, the point I'm trying to make, yes. Like, if you believe in God, you can also have faith in God. Well, if I believe in God, then I know that somewhere out there's this image in my head, man, beard, white beard on a cloud. That's God. I know he's out there. He exists on some realm or some dimension. I know it. I have faith in God. What does that mean? I have faith in it. It means that it is going to look after me. It's going to take care of me. It's not just confirming that this is a thing. It's also trying to understand that that thing's going to do something for you and take care of you. It's like the difference between a house and a home. A house is concrete. It's a building. Yeah. A home is an abstract idea. It's the thought. Like anything can be you could take anything and turn it into a home.
Yes, a great song by Dionne Warwick.
What?
I said it was a great song by Dionne Warwick.
What was?
Just go on.
No, what was the song?
I forgot the title of the song, but in the song, the house is not a home, not unless the home, blah blah blah. It's
I know what you're talking about. Yeah. But that's exactly the same thing there. It's like it's not enough to like just say, oh no, that's a thing that exists. It's now like I'm gonna say that that thing has something over me. There's gonna be an exchange here or something. It's gonna look after me or take care of me or what have you. You know, it's the same thing with the devil. It's like you can believe that there's a big scary boogeyman with a red, you know.
You don't have faith in the devil.
No, but that's my point. You don't have faith in him, but you can still believe that he's there. But what's the deal with the God thing then? You want to put your faith in him because you need something from me. You're gonna take care of me, I hope. Yes, thank you. You don't want to put faith in the devil. You don't like, oh, he's definitely gonna he's definitely gonna possess that 9-year-old. Like, that's definitely a thing. Like, no, we don't want to believe that's going to happen. Belief is the assurance that it's actually, in the abstract term, real. It's like, I know tomorrow we're going to be sitting around. Oh, let me rephrase this. I have faith that tomorrow we'll be sitting around this couch watching wrestling. Right? I'm hoping that's going to happen. You know, maybe a flat tire or whatever, some prevents you guys from coming over, right? I believe it will. Is kind of like after you guys get here. I'm like, I know what's going to happen now. It still hasn't happened either way. But now, like, there's something that's... I know it exists. I know it's going to happen. It hasn't happened here yet, but it's going to. Versus, like, I hope it happens, because you're not here yet. I don't know.
Oh, it's like when you're sitting... People use that when they talk about the government. Like, I believe the government will do this stupid act. Do I believe the government can do this? Yes. Do I have faith that they will? No.
Exactly.
You know?
Exactly. Like, I believe that they're going to do it. I believe I believe it's a possibility. Do I have faith that it's going to happen? No.
That's why I sit there. That's why I say faith isn't. It's like Christianity, Catholicism, like belief, faith. When you believe in something, you can or cannot have faith in it.
I think if you have faith in it, you kind of have to believe it. There is a difference.
Well, no, that's what I'm saying. That's my point. You can believe something, but not have faith in it.
Oh, yeah.
If you have faith in it, then you definitely believe it. Like, yeah. That's the thing that I'm saying. That's why it's...
Like PEMDAS.
It's not... I don't know what the fuck that means. But it's not like the other way around. It's like...
it means parentheses, exponents...
No, I know that, but I don't know what the fuck it means for this. Remember, I passed trigonometry and geometry and all that. You didn't.
No. I mean, I technically did, but after, like, they put me in the class where the kid was wearing a helmet. I was in the basement. I wish I was making that factoid up. That third year, they're like, if you don't pass, we're going to have to kick you out. There's nothing else we can do. There's no exceptions for you. You're not on the TISM. You don't know the spectrum. Go. Either pass or don't, asshole. I'm like, where's my class? They're like, the basement of the science building. Like, you have to walk past the morgue. Go. And it was like, it was really seedy. It's like, anytime you think of, like, what it looked like detention. And I had this same problem I had in high school. I had this 7-foot guy from Ethiopia, and I couldn't understand a fucking word he was saying. You need to calculate the hyperbole. And I'm sitting like, what? I'm looking for any way to turn on the subtitles.
You're an asshole. But yeah, so
I'm saying, like, you know, not for nothing, but, like, you people eat chalk.
Okay. I think that's where we'll end this here.
Hey there, fellow truth seekers. Are you ready to dive deep into the mysteries of the universe? Look no further than isisraelpc.com, your one-stop destination for all things mysterious and unexplained. From captivating podcast episodes to thought-provoking articles, our website is packed with fascinating content that will leave you questioning reality. Visit isisraelpc.com today and join our community of curious minds as we explore the unknown together. Don't just wonder, discover the truth today at isisraelpc.com.